So another webinar, I'm really excited about this one. So today we're going to be speaking with Professor Stefan Loubichi. He's worked his entire career within the field of IT and OT security. Many different responsibilities across the entire world, some very interesting things we've just been talking about backstage in the green room. But most recently, he did head up the IT and OT security department at the Simulator Centre at the Energy Campus. He's been a lead auditor in information security management across various standards and working as a specialist journalist for VDE, Verlag, VGBE, and TÜV Media as well. So about the webinar today. It is the IT Security 2.0 Act, which is being evaluated. Stefan's going to highlight for us today what should definitely be improved, especially since the European NIS Directive 2.0 has now been published. So without me talking any further, I'm going to hand it straight over for you, Stefan. Also, just before we do that, I just must remind everybody, we've had quite a large uptake here, so anybody who's looking for the recording, who's attending, that will be sent out to everybody. It will be available on our website and on our normal channels as well. There is an opportunity to ask questions throughout, but we will answer all of those at the end. So please keep your comments and questions coming in the chat box, which should be available to everybody as of now. But without further ado, I will now hand it over to you, Stefan. So please take it away.
Okay, thank you very much, Berhan. It's me, it's Stefan Loubichi. Today we talk about the evaluation of the German IT Security Law, Act 2.0. What can we expect now? Because it's now 2 years we have it, and the point is what should be done. On the 1st of April, we will publish the evaluation report, and I'm honored and proud to present to you the results of this evaluation already today. So, table of content, you get it later, the whole presentation, and on Friday, we will have the evaluation report, and as I promised to Berhan, I will send him then the evaluation report, and of course he can send it to you. If you have any questions as well, on the last page you will find my communication data. You can as well contact me, and I will normally give you an answer about your questions. Some words about me, as Berhan already said, my whole life I did nothing else than cybersecurity in the field of information technology, operation technology, and it was in more than 58 countries. I was beginning with a doctorate, double degree in economy, but the focus always was in information technology, and as well was the CEO of the RPSDE AG. It was the first gold partner business intelligence of Microsoft in Germany. And just not only to be on the other side of the table as well, I'm the lead auditor ISO IEC 27001, and for the German regulations as well, the paragraph 8a PSI law, and the IT security catalogs 11, 1a and 1b of the energy law. So we have in Germany, that we will see later, a very different structure for the IT security, which is not comparable to the NIS directive, and we will see later that we have some improvements there as well. If you have any questions, stefan.loubichi@mailbox.org is one possibility. Social media, you can contact me via LinkedIn, so this is the possible. If you want to call me by phone, this is normally not possible because I'm often in meetings, so I would like to talk with you, but normally it's not possible. Let's talk about IT security, and let's talk about the point what is possible and what is not possible to change. At the moment, we have not, especially in the energy sector, we have not only the point about IT security law, we have as well the complete change of our energy system, so that we need new energy plants. The whole net structure must be rebuilt. So it's not easy at the moment, and we have the fear of a blackout at the moment. Also, politics does say we have everything under control, but it's normal that every politician all over the world will say we have everything all over in control. And but we should not forget that the project duration from the start of a project in the energy industry until the date that everything is finished is at least 6 years. So this shows us that it's a very complicated process, and we do not know whether we can realize everything or not. And the problem, the big problem, and the question arising from a cybersecurity perspective is whether we will have enough critical components to meet the requirements of the new IT Security Act and the upcoming EU laws as well. Because, and what should we not forget, and you will read it then in the report on Friday, is that, for example, in 1222, 59% of our 5G net in Germany consists of Huawei or ZTE components. Exactly 12 days ago, our Minister of Economy said we have to think of implementing everything without Huawei. And I have to say, this is not possible because they have 60% share on everything. So it's not possible. And we have a completely different situation. We have no espionage in Germany, and this is completely different to the case of Kaspersky. So Kaspersky was a political decision to say no to Kaspersky in Germany. It's another decision at the moment to say yes to Huawei. So it's very, very difficult at the moment, the situation. And the second question is, will we have enough qualified people to implement the critical infrastructure? So everybody in the world knows that IT people are very rare. We are looking as well always for qualified people. Berhan as well has the same problem, but from another point of view. So this is a big problem to find the qualified people at the moment, and as well the supply chains. We see it in the last 12 or 24 months in the Corona crisis, that everything goes down when the supply chain goes down. So here we have to think as well about it. What can we change? What can we do? New power plant, new production of IT components in Europe, especially in Germany. We are thinking of this problem. So we all hope that it will be possible to create a secure supply chain. But these are the challenges besides security, besides IT and OT security. So we have at the moment some big challenges besides IT security. And the cyber risk, for example, for the renewables, we can see here it's interesting. It's a report of British for the Royal United Service Institute for Defense and Security Studies, because we always like to work as well with the military because they are the best in the cybersecurity world. We have, and this is the only thing we normally look at, the vulnerabilities in SCADA systems. Yes, but it's not only, because we have as well legacy technology, the problems. We have the supply chains at the moment. If you have, for example, Corona again or something new, Corona 3.0, then it will be then the whole market, power market will change. We have the batteries at the moment, and we have as well to look for for the weakness in encryptions. So we have here a big problem. The home car chargers is a possible point of entrance for cybersecurity criminals and smart home and building IoT. So we have at the moment no possibility to implement 100% secured net in Germany. At the moment, every day we have more and more attacks. We know where the attacks come from, but we are not at the moment really able to counter attack everything as well. We have some problems in law. Is a hackback legally allowed or not? In this case, I would be happy if we would have more possibilities, but it's the problem that at the moment a hackback is not allowed in Germany. So we have only the possibility to say, okay, it's you have to protect, but then of course the cyber attackers will do it in a different way. So it's not easy at the moment as well to care with this problem. And if you talk about the change in Germany about the power plants, you'll see one thing which we don't know how it will be in next winter. Next winter will be the big problem because this winter we had the nuclear power plants in Germany, the three, which helps us a lot for energy. But before already we have the energy transition. We have total work in GWH for the redispatch from 1,700 to more than 16,000 in 2021. So at the moment we will have more and more redispatch in Germany, and it's not clear whether we will survive the next winter or not. Although politics says it's no problem, it is a big problem at the moment, and without the free nuclear power plants, it's not clear where to get the electricity. One thing we talk about the IT security law, of course, it's the cyber security structure in our federal system in Germany. If you can see here, we have 72 actors of cybersecurity already at the federal level. It's too much. It's obviously too much. In the US, I often work with the US colleagues. We have 3 or 4. But here in Germany, we have 72 actors. So often the owner of a critical infrastructure do not know to talk with which institution in Germany. So of course it's the PSI, which should be the first organization to talk with. But as well, we have to consider that at the moment, I think more than 600 open jobs there on the PSI. So it's not easy always to find someone there. So this is a big problem we have at the moment in Germany, and we have special regulations. For example, let's say for the electricity or for the energy sector, we have PSI. If you have a coal power plant, you have to make a ISO 27001 audit. If you have, for example, and then you have to talk about the certification body. If you are in the wind energy, then you have a paragraph 8A audit. It's about then to talk about the PSI. If you have, for example, a gas power plant, then it's the IT security catalog 11.1b. And if you are responsible for the net, then you have as well Bundesnetzagentur, but you have a completely different law. Then you have the 11.1a energy law. So it's unbelievable how the structure is, and the big companies in Germany, they have no chance to really understand who is responsible for what. And for example, if you have a wind, engaged in wind energy, the audit takes place every 2 years, and in the gas industry, it's about every year. So this is something we have to change, and therefore it will be a new umbrella law that we will change it in the next months. The situation that the companies will probably have only one organization to talk with. Security responsibles in the BME is our Federal Ministry of Interior Affairs. It's the Homeland Ministry in the US. So we have here this department, CI, Cyber and Information Security, which has the technical supervision of the Bundesamt für Sicherheit in der Informationstechnik, what we talked about. We have Bundesanstalt für Digitalfunk, which is about communication. Zentrale Stelle für Informationstechnik im Sicherheitsbereich. It's very difficult institution about spying and international laws. And we have Bundesamt für Verfassungsschutz. It's the NSA, but I always say it's a small version of them. Yes, and we have here the two people which are responsible, Dr. Markus Richter, and he is responsible for the government for this, and Andreas Köhnen. Unfortunately, we have not the really experts about this in our government, because it's something they try or begin to understand how important this is, but it's not so easy at the moment. As well, you should know the responsibilities in the European community. So therefore, we have the DG CNECT. This is what is interesting for you. And here we have Directory H, Digital Society, Trust and Cybersecurity. Why I show you this and as well the name and the phone numbers, because more and more within the next 2 years, the NIS Directive 2.0 will be the thing which has to be implemented in not only in Germany, in the whole Europe. Because the problem at the moment is, if you are someone who are running power plants in Germany and in France, you have completely different regulations. And so with the NIS Directive 2, which has to be implemented in national law within 2 years, we hope that the regulations will be the same all over the European Union. So this will be a good way, and here we have, or we hope that then there will be more clear directives. But we have at the moment the problem that this process will take 2 years, and we do not know whether we will have a big cyber attack in the next 2 years, yes or no, or we will have a blackout caused by a cyber attack. I would say it's probably yes, but we do not know it. So this is a thing we have to consider as well. But now let's come to the most important thing, and what a lot of people forget at the moment. We have 8A PSI law. So that means beginning from the 1st May of 2023. So we have it's a little bit more than 1 month. We have to use, if you are relevant for the PSI law, you have to use intrusion detection systems. This is a must. And these IDS systems must have suitable parameters and characteristics from ongoing operation, continuous and automatic record and evaluate. The point is that we say everything must be automatic. We cannot say, okay, we have here two people which are looking over it and no, someone in the afternoon you get tired and they do not look very good. So it must be automatic systems because continuously identify and avoid threats and to provide for appropriate remedial measures for disturbance. So this is a must. And the problem is that, as I know from our sectors in the German critical infrastructure, that we only had at the moment a little bit more than 50% who have finished this. The government at the moment says it's a must. You have to fulfill the requirements. It will be interesting how they will, or what they will do when the companies will not fulfill it. Normally, at the moment, they say you have to pay until 10 million euro, but I cannot imagine that it is. Yes. We have a definition, a legal definition. What is the IDS? According to paragraph 2 PSI law. So it's through technical tools and organizational integration supported process. So it does not mean that it is enough to have a special tool and then we have nothing in our organization. It must be clearly defined what are we doing. Then that means in a case of business continuity management, this must be as well defined in a process. It's very, very important to have it. The reconciliation of data processed in information technology systems. And this is a big problem. Here we have only the word information technology system, but if you read the comment on the PSI law, there you find as well OT, this means operation technology, is as well included in it because the law says we only use the word information technology system, but we think of both information technology and operation technology. And for my daily work as a Chief Information Security Officer, I have to tell you that most of the successful attacks, of course, are going through the operation technology because this is the thing which is not very well protected. This is a big, big problem at the moment because our politicians in Germany did not understand why it is so important to protect operation technology. In which areas we need IDS, in which areas we have the duty to care about. So that means information technology components and processes as well. So that means IT and OT as well, data centers, and it's not the way you say, okay, for our data center, we make our own company, it only has 10 employees, and then that was it. No, that's not the way, because then the data center would be defined as well a company of your whole structure. So then they are as well, they need as well IDS systems, and they are as well, they have a must for the certifying. Embedded systems, of course, it's very important, and other areas related to functionality. But the point is, for example, where begins and where does it end? So this at the moment is as well not clearly defined in the IT security law. We will hopefully have in the next 6 months then the clearly defined answer. And we hope as well that we will, as soon as possible, implement the NIS directive in Germany so that it will be easier than to react. Because in 2 years we have to implement the NIS directive, and then as well the structure will completely change. At the moment, we have not chemical industry under the umbrella of the IT security law, only if it is a DAX company like BASF. So that means we have the problem then that with the NIS directive, they will as well need to obey to the PSI law. The key document, and if you talk about IDS, for example, and IDS is the main problem at the moment, is Orientierungshilfe zum Einsatz von Systemen zur Angriffserkennung. Here you find a source where you can download it. Unfortunately, only in German, because the BSI is the German, this part of the Ministry of I just want to say again of our home security, but not the German word is different. Innenministerium, Ministry of Interior Affairs. So here you find exactly what you should do. But the point is, and this is in Germany, we always have you should do. It's not clearly. It would be better. So the PSI guidance is not mandatory. So we have no binding implementation obligation, so it would be better. You can always say qualitative framework within which equivalent alternatives can be done. This is the point, and if you find something else which is better in your company, then you can use it. We will have some changes in the verification. Of course, we will have a document P. This is very important. If you are already certified or audited by 8A PSI law, then you will see a new document, and here you have to write something about this PSI guidance. So it's not mandatory, but in another way with the document P, then you will have to fulfill the requirements, and as well something which is not very intelligent is we have a self-assessment of maturity level. A self-assessment here for the BSI guidance is not so very clever because it's not clearly defined what we will do or not. And additional attachment will be a list of security and implementation plan to remedy them. So this is very important. We have to think about this as well. But the problem is we can only hope that no foreign country will see our open points or weak points so that they can attack. So this is not so easy. We have some monitoring provisions for protocols, detections, and reactions. So it is clearly defined what would be good. The signature of the detection systems must always be up to date. All relevant systems should be configured. This is very important. Information current attack. The necessary technical, organizational, and personal framework must be created. One thing, and I don't know whether here we have some people from a German ministry. How do we do it normally for the vulnerabilities? To be honest, BSI is sometimes 24 hours too late. We have it directly in the US. If you go to Mitra or you go to the CEV database, and then with lack of some hours we have it. But in the cybersecurity, it's always important not to lose any second. So I always say to our colleagues is we have to look at the US databases because they are some hours before. And as well, for example, there's a tool of Ralf Langner. Perhaps you remember him. He was the one who detected Stuxnet some years ago. He as well has a database where every vulnerabilities are combined. So this is as well something I say is always, this is something very important, and we should, or if it is possible, you should use it, but we should not forget he wants to have money for it. So it's always the point that cybersecurity costs a lot of money at the moment. We have some IT baseline protection modules of the BSI. It's the wrong way, as well as that. We have here in Germany, we have a complete different way. We say, okay, these protection modules of the BSI should be referred to. I have it here: protection against malware, protocols, network management, firewall, detection of safety relevant events, and incident handling. Yes, they are good, but we have our international standards. We have our 27001 series. We have our 62443 series. So this is something we should remember. And international oriented companies in Germany, they have to do both. They have the BSI guidance, and then as well for the international customers or partners, they have to reflect as well to this ISO or IEC standard. So it's not very good. We hope that there will be some changes in the next 2 years when the NIS directive will be implemented. The next question is it compatible with the ISO 27000 series? I say yes, because we have some new, the ISO 27002, which is talk about the controls of the 27000 series, have relevant innovations which must be fulfilled. 5.07 threat intelligence, 7.04 physical security monitoring, 8.09 configuration management, and 8.16 monitoring activities. So this is always something where we say it's both. It's comparable to the BSI guidance and to the ISO IEC 27000. So if you have fulfilled the requirements of the BSI guidance, then you have as well fulfilled this relevant innovations of the new ISO 27002. So it's you can say it's half of the way it's done. Just for the end, as well, something which should be interesting for you. This is as well, we did some weeks ago, we make a presentation about how cyber criminals work. You will be surprised how well organized they work. Developers, packers, bot masters, red team support analysts, and loggers. And in the next 3 pages, I showed you the conversation of communication about. Yes, they have as well. They have organizational unit to talk with the victims. First, they send ransomware to our organization, and then they say, okay, you can call us within 24 hours a day, and they have a hotline. They have really hotlines, and then it's really very friendly always, and they help you how to. They give you recommendations what to do. But as well, they said, okay, in this case, first of all, you have to pay $10 million in bitcoins, then they will help you. Otherwise, they will not help you. So, and this is, of course, a very big problem. But not only in Germany, we have it as well in other companies. So I have here for you the whole complete conversation about a criminal organization, where you find it, how they organize everything. It's a shame that we do not more about these criminals. At the moment, we know who are the criminals. It's not the point that we would not know where they come from, but this we are not tough enough to act against them. Statistical point of view, just to see where in the world is at the moment the R&D investment will be done. Who does it? For example, ICT producers. It's only 12% of the whole invest which is done in the European Union. Most is in the US and in China. So we have to do more here. And the point is as well, how much vulnerabilities do we have? From a statistical point of view, I only show you here the total numbers from companies like Siemens, ABB for SCADA systems, for Microsoft, for SAP. I will not show you, I'm not allowed to show you the other CVEs of our very important OT companies, because if we would have it there, then this would show the criminals where they have to the possibility to open the door. So we will reduce it here. If you have any question, you can send me directly an email, and I will tell you where to find whether your products you use are modern critical or not. So I hope now that I was able to give you some short information about how the IT security law is at the moment, what we can do, and where the journey will go on. So the next 2 years will be very, very tough for all of us working in the IT security, but it will be very, very interesting. And yes, you can be sure that many things will change.
So,
that's it.
sorry, Stefan.
Yes.
So I think that's your presentation complete now, is it?
Yes.
Thank you very, very, very much for a very, very informative presentation. We've got quite a few questions coming through, so I'm hoping you're able to hang on for a little while whilst we answer some questions. For anybody who's still viewing, please do put your questions in the text box. And again, we'll send the recording through to anybody who couldn't make it. So just before I go into any questions, Stefan, a few people have actually asked if we could make the presentation full screen, so I'm guessing they couldn't see it. Are we able to get a copy sent out to the viewers of your presentation, your slide deck? Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, fantastic.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so if you send that copy across to us, we'll make sure that everybody gets a copy of that sent out. Of course we will. So moving on to the actual questions themselves. So Moise Bouzani has asked, is it mandatory now to run penetration tests in critical infrastructure? If yes, what is the timeline?
A clearly defined answer: penetration testing is not required in the critical infrastructure. This was the question for a long time. Penetration test, yes or no, to make it mandatory or not, but they say no. I'm not happy with it. I would like penetration tests as a must, but unfortunately no. And in the revised PSI umbrella law, as I know, there is no need for penetration tests again.
Okay. And do you think that's going to change at some point, Stefan?
No, penetration tests will not be a must. It has some reasons I'm not allowed to talk about, but it's No, it's not. As well, there was a point that, as well, at the first edition of the PSI law, they said that the PSI should be allowed to control whether a system can be attacked or not. And then they say later they say no, because if you check the open ports or whether there are open ports or not, and we have a complete shutdown of something, of a power plant or of a chemical industry factory, then we would have a problem. So they said, no, we will not do it.
Okay. Okay. So moving on to that next question from Fritz. Do you have an opinion on how AI language models like GPT-4, ChatGPT, will change the cyber attack or cybersecurity landscape as they can assist, for example, in writing exploits?
Here I have a clear opinion because I work special on this project as well. ChatGPT is a big problem because it is already used for writing exploits. So it's not a possible danger, it is already a danger. But I'm a friend of artificial intelligence because it helps as well. So we have to handle this problem. And another big point at this point is not ChatGPT. We have the other big issue at the moment is the social engineering. This is our problem we have at the moment. And I make for the UK, I make a big report about it. I can give it to you as well. I hope I have to talk about it, then I can give it to you because there you'll see what it is done or not. We have a big problem with a big company in the UK about this issue. So it's not so easy. Social engineering is the problem. ChatGPT was the next problem. But we are caring about it already, yes.
So maybe we could talk about that in another webinar
Yes.
if you're interested in talking about maybe one or the other, social engineering or PT, or both of them maybe. We'll have a talk afterwards. Yeah?
Of course, of course. Everything which can help us to reduce cyber attacks is good, and I will be the one who will support you. Yes, of course.
Okay. Okay. So we've got another question from, I think it's Josie Bigaj, and this question is: Hi, besides the IDS stroke IPS and other security systems being mandatory, will some encryption mechanism standards be a mandatory too in the law? Thank you.
Yes, it's encryption mechanism. It's let's say we have a technical guideline of the PSI about this encryption. And it's a new guideline of it, and here it's clearly defined what you have to do and what not. I can send it to you as well on Friday, so then you have it as well, and then Josie, I can not only for you, so for all of them who wants to have it. I can send it. It's mandatory. It's 3 parts of the guideline. It's a very huge standard about encryption. I will give it to Bram, and then you can use it. It's mandatory.
Okay. So some other questions that are not in the comments that have come through directly. Are there any signs that Huawei 5G products will be banned, like Kaspersky antivirus software? Interesting questions.
Yes, it's my personal opinion about it. At the moment, we have 59% of our 5G infrastructure from Huawei or ZTE. How uh, could we operate without them? It's not possible. And as well, we have the point that at the moment we have no clearly defined point that with the 5G component there's anything done against German critical infrastructure. So this is the point we have at the moment. I don't think possibility to do it. We cooperate with them as very well. And you should not forget in Saarbrücken, PSI and Huawei are in the same building. And as I know, Huawei was doing a training for the PSI concerning 5G. So it would be stupid if we uh, uh, say, okay, we ban Huawei and everything is trained by Huawei. So I cannot believe it. And the other thing, we cannot compare Kaspersky with Huawei because Kaspersky, if you look at the company, it's controlled by Eugene Kaspersky, and he comes from the FSB University. And we have at the moment a war in Europe between Russia and Ukraine. It's not so far away from us, but as I remember, the last 100 years, there was never any war with China. So with Russia, we have the problems, and not with China. China is
Mm-hmm.
a strategic partner here more. So
Interesting.
no sign because, but we have at the moment the 17th of March. Our Minister of Economy has said we have to think how much should be the share of Huawei products in our 5G system. But it has
Mm.
nothing to do with banning something. This is difficult.
So I do know in the UK, Huawei had to set up a function themselves at their own expense. I know because we helped them with that ourselves at Zing, which was essentially to hack their own networks and report all of that kind of stuff to show that they were being fair. Is that something that's happening in Germany at the moment with them as well? Is that a condition?
Um, they talk at the moment about it. They talk about it. It looks like that it would come in this way, but it's not clearly defined because, as you can see, every week and in the TV, every week the government has another opinion about political things at the moment. So it's not so easy to see in which direction they really will go.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like that it will be this way. The big point is at the moment, for example, what will we do according to the NIS directive? What do we have there? Have do we have a common opinion about Huawei or not in the European Union? So this is the point because it does not make sense if in Europe we have, also for example, in Germany we say no, and in all the other countries we would say yes. So this is the point. We must have a clearly defined opinion, and the European Commission will have soon a common opinion about this case.
Okay, okay, very interesting. So I think we're short on time now. There probably are other questions that will arise. I'm sure some maybe that will come about that you can ask. You know, any viewers you can ask Stefan directly. You can filter through us if you wish. Very happy, very open to do that. I think, as Saif Ali has mentioned, there is a lot of information that's coming on Friday. So we look forward to receiving that from you, Stefan. We'll share that out as well with everybody. I guess you're happy for people to share that out as long as the credits are all in there for yourself. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's correctly attributed credits to Stefan. Please, if you do share that out. But we're happy to share that. I think there's conversation and scope for some more webinars with you, Stefan, which we'll discuss separately. But certainly, the social engineering side of things and chat GTP or chat GPT, keep forgetting which one it is. Certainly, some scope for conversation around that as well, which we're happy to sponsor and broadcast to all our viewers. But for now, Stefan, thank you very, very much for your time. Really appreciate having you on here. It's been an absolute
You're
pleasure.
welcome.
And
It
thank
was a
you
pleasure
to
for me.
and we'll catch up with everybody soon. So we've got the next one coming in on I think a week today. Yep. So next Wednesday, a really, really interesting one. We'll start putting the marketing out for that very, very shortly. So please do join us for that one as well yourself, Stefan. Please, it'd be great to have you.
Yes.
At least commenting or asking some questions on it would be fantastic in some format to have you there. But I'll leave you all to the rest of your morning or afternoon, depending on where in the world you are. But thank you very much.
Yeah, you're
Take
welcome.
care. Bye bye.